Hello everyone, welcome to Stage 4 Geography. This is our video to explain the Stage 4 Geography assessment task that's coming up due on the 1st of April. And no, that is not a joke. So, the landforms and landscapes assessment task is all about what are geomorphic hazards and what are our responses to them. So when we talk about geomorphic hazards, we're talking about hazards that change the Earth. Geo, Earth, morph, change. So there are a list of ones that we've given you there: volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, tsunamis, avalanches, landslides. You could choose something else if you discuss that with your teacher. There is a list that has been placed on Canvas and also emailed to you, just in case you forget which one you're doing. Now, the task has a couple of parts. You have to say what is the spatial distribution of the hazard, so where does it occur in the world. You have to explain what are the geomorphic processes that occur to make this happen. So, for example, if you were talking about an earthquake, you would be talking about the convection currents that are occurring in the magma that are moving the tectonic plates and creating the friction between the plates that create the earthquake. And the other part is what are the responses of individuals, groups and governments to that disaster. If you have a look at the assessment sheet, steps 2 there. Step 1 is choosing which one you're going to do. Step 2, you need to go through a management plan for that particular hazard. So define the hazard, outline how the hazard occurs, include a diagram here, describe the impact of the hazard when it takes place. You can include photos, for example. You might include a particular hazard, example of a hazard where that's occurred. So, for example, if you're doing tsunami, you might include the 2004 Boxing Day tsunami. What are the implications of the impact of this hazard? Are there further issues that occur as a result? Again, if we're using the example of the tsunami, the homelessness that occurs as a result of the tsunami. If you're talking about earthquake, for instance, you could use the example of Christchurch and the ongoing rebuilding of the city. So then, as part of that, you need to talk about what are responses of individuals, groups and governments. So individuals obviously are individual people, maybe having to move out of the place where they live, or loss of loved ones, or loss of income, these kinds of things. Group responses will be groups such as the Salvation Army, the Australian Red Cross, International Red Cross, CARE, or other World Vision, other kind of aid agencies that might be going in to assist in times of disaster. And governmental responses might be, for instance, the Defence Forces going in to assist, the Australian government sending Defence Forces to assist. It could also be things like government implementing building codes that prevent buildings from falling down in the case of an earthquake. The last step is to create a visual aid. Now you can here let your creativity kind of go to work a little bit about your particular disaster. So you might create a poster, you might make an animation, you might make a PowerPoint, you might make a diorama, you could even bake a cake. And if you were doing avalanches, and if you're anything like me baking cakes, that would be a good idea because my cakes always collapse, so that'd be a great avalanche idea. Make sure you've got to include some labels, think about how you're going to do all that to make sure that you're communicating your information in a visual or pictorial kind of way. So those are the 3 elements. Choose your hazard. That's been done for you. It's on the email and on Canvas. Work out how the hazard occurs, what are the responses to it, and then make your visual aid to go along for it. Remember, that is due on Monday the 1st of April. It has to be handed in to the Learning Hub by 4 p.m, please, so that it's ready to go. Also, please note the length of the report and the way that it should be presented in terms of calibri font, subheadings, headings, etc., etc. All of that's listed on the task guideline. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact Ms. McGowan or myself and talk to us about it so that we can give you a hand as early as possible.